Hey folks, how you doing? Flat day in the markets, not much going on. The real kind of play of the day is that finally oil has cracked the recent lows, and so this is a very common pattern, right? This is your what we call a bear flag pattern after an extended run. What looked like some basing action is finally cracked, and one of the real keys today was oil opened up actually pretty strong. You can see here. This is USO, the ETF for oil. You go green and then you make a move and you give it all back. That's a very big, very big negative. So we've got a couple positions going right now. I've been scaling out of them already, but we're short some SM, which is an oil stock. We're long some RUSS, which is the inverse ETF for Russia, and then we're short an oil stock called SLCA. So, Russia's basically just one giant oil ETF because all the goods in Russia are commodities related. So you can see after the big tank job in Russia, in the Russian markets, you got a really strong pullback down here. I mean, you got a double bottom play. And so today it gapped up and we're starting to make a run. And so, we're long this thing. I've been scaling out along the way. My average is like 26.68, but we've been selling off along the way. But you can see very nice pattern. This is what we call an intraday breakout, flat top breakout. So once this thing took out the highs, we've just been nailing it, to the upside. And same thing. So I've got some oil positions short because some of these stocks like SM, SLCA, they're still up for the day. And even with oil down 2%, I'm anticipating some type of selling coming in. Our average is about 39.25 on SLCA. So, I'll be covering some into the flushes and the shorting the bounces if oil holds down low. And this SLCA is, I've basically just shorted this crack of the trend line at 26.30. We have a bear flag on the daily chart here. After the big pop, you get this move to the upside. And so we're just breaking back down. Maybe we get back down here. But once again, I'm just a day trader. So I'll be taking the quick pops and re-shorting the bounces. And then, the last position we have is this, we shorted a few of this GoPro, as it kind of broke down this trend line over here. I shorted some at 67.30 with the anticipation we can get a partial cover at 66.80, and then, we'll rip even lower, as this is a stock that's getting pretty extended on the daily. I love this type of setup where you get a stock that's been really tanking. Then you get a monster multi-day squeeze into a resistance level. It gets overbought, and then you can, get a nice flush back to the downside. Remember, these are just day trades, so I'll be playing it intraday, nonstop. But otherwise, it's been a decent day. We caught some decent rips in Juno. We caught this at the open. I sold way too early, but I actually had this in the flag breakout, 51.40. Had a monster rip. I sold a little bit early. I got on my last shares at like 54.50s, but the original batch of shares I scaled out were way too early. And it looks like it's actually flagging now. It may go again. I probably will stay away as I'm just focused in on the oil stocks right now. But you can see, like, if it breaks this trend line, it may make a run. And it's got upside to it. And usually when you see this, like a lot of times you see something tap down low like this, you want to short it. But when you start to get this type of grinding action on a really big momentum name, it can squeeze higher too, so you got to be a little bit careful. I know it's easy to see, like, well, this stock has basically doubled in a handful of days. Not double, but it's up a lot. So, it's easy to want to short it, but we're really only on, day 2 of the run. So, yeah, it's extended, but we're on kind of the day 2 of the big run. So you got to be careful. There can always be that one last squeeze in it. So that's it for now, guys. I'll be covering in and out of these positions pretty quick, but that's it for now. So keep an eye on these oil stocks, and also this Juno might make a late day move. Take care and have a good one.